Hey everybody! Well, today we're going to take a look at this very interesting figure by Figma. Now, this is the Mona Lisa. This is part of Figma's line of doing famous art pieces, artworks, portraits, sculptures. They've been doing quite a few of these, and they're really nice looking figures. The last one I bought from them was a few years ago, and that was the Scream, the famous painting, The Scream. So this one just came out. This is June of 2024. I had this on pre-order for I think it's been over a year now. I've been waiting forever for this, but a little surprised to see how small it actually is. I was thinking the frame was going to be like, much bigger than this and much wider, but we'll have to see how this looks. Now, these have all kinds of interesting little extras where you can put extra hands and stuff on here. So she comes with her frame. That's the full body Mona. So we get the full body Mona. I don't know if she splits in half to pose her in the frame or if she just sticks out underneath. I guess we'll have to find out. Different kind of hands that you can put on her, different kind of poses. Looks like it's kind of funny things that you can do. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to look. So let's open it up and check out the pieces. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. Now, interestingly enough, Lego is coming out with their own version of the Mona Lisa as well on July 1st of 2024. So it's interesting how this kind of came out at the same time. Is there some kind of anniversary for the Mona Lisa that I don't know about? I'm not really sure. But let's open this box. Now, these Figma figures, they are expensive as heck, but they generally tend to be very high quality. So we'll take a look. I'm not really sure why they're as expensive as they are, but oh, nice. Okay, so it does look like her upper half comes off. As you can see here, we've got the lower Mona. All right, let me take all this out. Oh, this is very cool. So there's probably several layers in here. I wonder if this is taped. All right, yeah, let me untape some of this. Okay, so I got all the parts out of here. You get quite a bit with this, as you can see. So we'll start with this. This is that cardboard background. I think if you want to pose her like upright, you can have this covering the back of it or something, I guess is what this is. It's just a piece of cardboard here. Then we have Mona herself. Let's take a look at her. Now look how good she looks. Look how good that face looks. I love how they she's got her distinctive smile that she's got on there, the way her hair is done. Here you can see how the back of it is. The paint application is very nice on this. Very, very cool. Her hands are in the normal spot. I think I was messing with this. Her hand is, I think, normally like that. And then you got this base here. And I think you can pull this out for putting her in the portrait or something, or making her the full Mona. Now, as you can see here, her arms are articulated. So you can actually bend her arms right there where the shoulder is. So there's a point of articulation there. Her elbows are bendable. There's like a ball joint right in there for her elbow. And then the wrists can also turn. And then same thing with this side. We've got this arm that bends at the shoulder, and then the elbow, ball joint, and then a turning wrist. So yeah, it's very cool that she's articulated as she is. All right, and then we have here's the background of the painting. Looks just like the painting that Leonardo da Vinci did. Very cool. So you can pose her in this kind of shadow box type of thing. Look at how nice this frame looks. That is some very, very nice detail on there. That looks really, really good. I think that's how her frame looks. I've never seen the Mona Lisa in person. It's surprising, actually, how small that painting actually is. I always thought the painting was much, much larger. Here is the lower Mona, as I like to call it. So you got her dress, her long dress down here. Now, for those sensitive viewers, there's a bit of nudity coming up here. Now, this does come out. As you can see, she's got her underside here. But I do want to show that she has ball joints on her knees. So her knees can bend. She also bends at the thighs. Those are turning like that. You can make her kick up a little bit. And then even the feet are also articulated right there. So very nice articulation on her. And then you just kind of figure out which side is the back. I'm guessing that's her butt side. So you have to make sure you put it in the right way. So now you can pose her in the full Mona version. We also have the Figma stands, this kind of piece here, and then we also have the base, which says Figma on it. I'm not sure if you can see it down here. And then we also have all these hands. There's all kinds of different hands. Look at these. So you have all the kinds of different ways you can pose her hands and make her do little funny gestures like that. There's like a peace symbol there. The thumbs up kind of thing. There's the backside. Very nicely detailed pieces. And I like the little carrier that they put on here so you don't lose them. And then they got 4 more hands on this piece. Looks like she's pointing here. And there's even a little bit of like paint application on the tips. Very nice. Okay, so now let me figure out how to get her posed in all the different ways that you can do with her. Okay, now if you want her in the basic pose, all you got to do is you'll notice this square rectangular bit right here. It goes into the little rectangular hole here. I also want to point out that a piece of the chair is on here. I never noticed that until just now, where she's leaning on that. It's either a banister or some kind of chair that she's sitting in. Anyway, I thought that was a nice detail that they put in there. So now we'll just put this in here. This is kind of basically the way she was when you first opened the box. All right, and then if you want, you can just kind of leave her like this and put the frame on. It just kind of snaps on the outer part of this part here. See if I can get that on. Oh, actually, it's already on there. So yeah, you can just put it on layer like that. That's actually pretty cool. It's just a 3-dimensional version of the Mona Lisa. I like that. And I like that they added these little things down here so that it, comes to the same level as the outer part of the frame. So if you want just a simple little thing, you can do that. Now, if you want to do something a little more decorative, I guess, you can take that frame off and now use this cardboard insert, which goes around here like this. All right, I think we just kind of match it up. Let me see. Oh, it looks like they have these outer edges right here, where I think you're going to put the cardboard on there like that. So it kind of rests on those little notches on the outside. Let's see if I can get that right here. Let me raise this up a little bit so we can get a better look. So you're just going to have to match the outer frame with this. And now you can take this frame and put it on here like this. All right, and then that locks it in place once you get it centered. Let me see if I can center this better. Okay, so you just snap it on all the way. You might find it's a little warped on one side. It's like, it's not going to fit perfect, but it does hold this cardboard on. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take this stand. So I already inserted this piece into the stand, and this is one of those, I'm not really sure I'm a big fan of these things, but you can tighten these screws if you have to, if they're not tight enough, but here they're posable, so you can do all this kind of stuff with it. So I think the idea here is so that you can stand it up with this blue background if you don't want it just sitting with just Mona herself with the frame. So there's a little hole back here. See that? So you put this thing in here like that. Well, at least it goes in pretty decent. And then from here, you got to adjust this to the way you want to do this. I don't know about these stands. I've never been a big fan of these stands, and it's kind of an awkward thing that they got going on here. I mean, look how far that sticks out. Let's say for as tall as it is, let me see if I can kind of do something like this and this. I guess it's just to kind of help support it a little bit down, like if you're going to have it sitting on a desk or something. So you can have it like this, I suppose. That's just one way to do it. It's a way to kind of just hold it up if you want to use this blue background, and then this background just hides the stand. I would think just propping something under here would probably be just as easy. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's nice that they add this blue background. I don't know if that was really a necessary piece. I guess it looks okay. I don't know. What do you think? Is it better this way, or do you think it's better just with the frame? I think on a shelf, it's better just to have this piece. This is going to take up much more room. But okay, so that's the options you can have for making her look, like she does when she's hanging on the wall. All right, let's check out the full Mona. I got to thinking that you could probably just remove this middle part and just have this connected to this piece. This is kind of unnecessary, unless you want it hanging up really high. But anyway, those are the options for that. Okay, let's take this off. And then let's go and take it out of this whole blue thing. So we'll just pop the frame off here like that. I really honestly think this blue thing is kind of unnecessary, considering the price of this, which I will discuss here in a little bit. All right, so we can take Mona out of here. Let me pull her off of the this thing here. Now, this section here I was talking about with that little chair rail, this comes off. You can just kind of pull this off of the bottom over here like that. It's got that single pin. Now you'll notice this looks very much like the bottom of her dress. See how there's this curved thing here now? So we'll bring in her bottom half. And let's see, we'll get her feet arranged here. And then we just put that pin inside the hole. Stick that in there. See if I can get it lined up properly. And it looks like she might pivot at the waist, possibly. All right, let me struggle with getting that in there. All right, so you have to kind of force it in there, but you can get her to come together like that. There's a kind of a split in the dress here that is made for, I guess, maybe articulating her legs. It's solid back here. But she looks pretty cool. As you can see, she's standing. She stands on her own. No shoes for the fair maiden? How gauche. No shoes for Mona, I guess. So you can kind of have the dress kind of help hold her up. So yeah, she looks pretty good. Now you can kind of see what she looks like if she wasn't in that picture frame the way we're so used to seeing her. All right, so now from this point on, you can just kind of change out her hands. We got all these different hands here. I'm guessing these just pull out. Let me see if I can just pull these off. Oh yeah, they pull off nice and easy. So we have a different one here. Let's see, which one should we try? Let's try this. Let's try both of these. Apologies for the rain in the background. I'm having a little bit of a storm coming over us right now, or me right now. So we'll put that one in here. I'm always a little scared about pushing on these things because I'm not sure how strong they are. Not sure how far in that goes either. Let's take this one off. Oh, where's the other one? Okay. Immediately when I see these hands, look at that. Immediately when I see these, what I want to do, let me see if we can have her do it. I'm not sure her hands will reach up high enough. I want to do the Batman dance. You know how he does that thing with his eyes? He does that thing with this hand and then this hand. That's what it looks like from the old TV show. That's cool. I love it. His arm doesn't quite turn in as much. Oh, I didn't realize that that's ball jointed right there. I thought it only turned. So that he can do the Batman Watusi, or she can do it. That's hilarious. I love it. So you can have her doing all kinds of cool poses. Let's try some other ones. Here she is with a couple of different hand poses. She can do a thumbs up, do a Fonzie thing. For those of you that remember Happy Days, hey, that's very cool. And be pointing like she's trying to make a notable comment, to be or not to be. These are cool. These are the most interesting ones. The one that's the thumbs up, the point, and then the Batman Watusi, as I like to call it. These ones here are relatively basic. They're just kind of like, here, let me see if I can focus in on it. But yeah, see, they're relatively basic. It'd be kind of cool if she had some kind of an accessory to hold in her hand, maybe like a paintbrush or something, like, she's the artist or something. But these hands are nicely done. As you can see, they got a really nice paint job on them. So you have a bunch of different ones to choose from. Here's that other one. See, these ones are kind of basic as well. I think they probably should have given her maybe a few more interesting hand ones. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure how far they could take it, but it'd be kind of cool if they even had one where she's flipping us off or something, something like that. That might be kind of funny. I don't know if they could get away with it. But yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, I like this. It's funny. I mean, it's fun. You can kind of have some fun with posing her in different ways. You can put her back in this frame if you want and have her, without this part, you can have her look like she's doing some kind of funny pose with her background in there. You can do that too. You don't have to have her standard look from the painting. But yeah, I like it. I think this is very cool. So fun things you can do with this. I love it. So there it is, the Figma Mona Lisa figure. This just got released in June of 2024. Now for the price of this. Prepare yourselves. The price of this, why Figma? $135. $135 for this. I mean, what? Why? Why is this so expensive? I mean, you do get some cool stuff here, but is it $135 worth? I just don't think it is. But I bought it anyway, so here it is. I'm encouraging them to charge that much by doing it. I mean, you get some cool stuff here. The paintwork is really nice. I like the gold gilding here on the frame. It looks nice. I mean, it looks like Mona, but I think for that price, we could have gotten something where the picture frame is this wide and this tall. It's like out of frame, and Mona's like this big. At least we get a bigger Mona out of the deal. I do like the extra hands. These are nice, but really, the only ones interesting are these three right here that I showed earlier. The rest of these are kind of boring or bland. So I mean, they're not much different than what you got on her as it is. The stands, I've never been a fan of these. They're kind of wonky, and I don't really understand the point of this blue background back here. I mean, it's okay, I guess, but I think most people would like to have extra shelf space by not having that thing taking up more room when you could just have this. I mean, this is really the main focus of this whole thing is Mona, a three-dimensional Mona in the picture frame. I think that's really cool. This looks really nice. I would have been satisfied with just this, even without all this extra stuff, because most of this is going to go right back in the box anyway. Speaking of which, they do give you a little baggie to put all this stuff in if you don't keep the boxes for this stuff. I don't keep the boxes anymore. I used to, but since these are made for the collector's market, oftentimes the box doesn't end up being worth a lot. But I do like the overall thing. But I mean, this is just plastic. It's just plastic. There's no metal on here to justify that $135 cost. So, oh yeah, I don't know. I just can't abide by the price of this. It's very cool and I like it, but it needs to be about $50. I mean, let's face it, at the most, $49.99 for something like this. I'm not really sure how they justify charging that much for this kind of thing, but all right. Well, anyway, I got it on Entertainment Earth. You might be able to find it cheaper somewhere else because Entertainment Earth tends to be sometimes a little more expensive than other places. But and it's neat. I'm glad I got it. But man, it took over a year to get it, and I really was hoping it would be. I just wasn't expecting it to be this small. All right. Well, I guess you can make your own choice if you want to get one of these. But if you can get it on sale, that would be way better. So. All right, well, that is my honest review of this piece. I do like it. I just wish it was cheaper, and I wish it was bigger. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. If you like this sort of thing, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. I would very much appreciate it. And until the next time, I'll see you on the next video. And Mona says, have a good one.